Welcome to Meet the Press Now. I'm Chuck Todd, and we begin with the breaking news in the last hour after the Attorney General Merrick Garland made an unannounced public statement from the Justice Department headquarters in Washington last hour as his agency faces increasing pressure to speak out about this week's search at Mar-a-Lago, what was behind it, etc. Garland announced that the Department of Justice is going a step further than what anybody expected, asking a judge to unseal the court-approved warrant, along with a receipt of what agents seized when they conducted their day-long search. That motion is now pending approval in a U.S. District Court in the Southern District of Florida, which obviously covers Palm Beach County. Now, the Attorney General did not divulge much information in his remarks. He was insistent that the Department of Justice would obey its longstanding protocols of keeping quiet. But he did disclose that he personally authorized the search of Mar-a-Lago and that the FBI had probable cause to conduct the search. He also spoke about the department's reasoning behind today's decision.
The department filed the motion to make public the warrant and receipt in light of the former president's public confirmation of the search, the surrounding circumstances, and the substantial public interest in this matter. Faithful adherence to the rule of law is the bedrock principle of the Justice Department and of our democracy. Upholding the rule of law means applying the law evenly, without fear or favor. Under my watch, that is precisely what the Justice Department is doing. All Americans are entitled to the even-handed application of the law, to due process of the law, and to the presumption of innocence. Federal law, long-standing department rules, and our ethical obligations prevent me from providing further details as to the basis of the search at this time.
So, reading between the lines, Garland is essentially saying that even though the former president is not some average citizen, the Justice Department is going to try to treat him like one under the law. Now, whether that's the correct decision for Garland to make politically or reputationally, time will tell, but you see where he's going legally. And filling in some of the details around what led up to the search, NBC News confirmed that the former president had received a subpoena for those documents in his possession earlier this year. The Justice Department and the former president's lawyers held a meeting about those documents in June. Obviously, the results of that meeting were not satisfactory to the Department of Justice. And during his remarks, the Attorney General also addressed some of the public backlash that the Justice Department and the FBI have received, particularly from the former president and his allies, since Trump himself went public with the search earlier this week.
I will not stand by silently when their integrity is unfairly attacked. The men and women of the FBI and the Justice Department are dedicated, patriotic public servants. Every day, they protect the American people from violent crime, terrorism, and other threats to their safety while safeguarding our civil rights. They do so at great personal sacrifice and risk to themselves. I am honored to work alongside them.
Joining me now on set is NBC's Ryan Riley, who covers the Department of Justice for us. Vaughn Hilliard is near Trump's Mar-a-Lago home in Florida, and Sahil Kapoor is on Capitol Hill. We're also joined by NBC News legal analyst and former federal prosecutor Carol Lamb. So let's get into what we've learned. Ryan, a few of the details here. First of all, I think we all expected Garland was feeling the pressure to come out and say something. I think the surprising thing is it was more than saying something. They made a decision. They want to reveal more to the public. Explain how unprecedented this is.
It is. I mean, it's unprecedented, but it was very much so within the rules of the Justice Department. That's sort of what he was doing. He's going as far as he possibly can within the bounds of the guidelines. He doesn't want to pull a James Comey, essentially, is what he's trying to avoid here. He doesn't want to go and release derogatory information. Now, if you notice in the what I found interesting about this application that they put in to unseal this is they note that, President Trump might be able to argue that this is going to damage him in some way, right? Or that he has privacy interests, and they're giving him the opportunity to do so. So I think basically the ball is in Trump's court now. They have called his bluff and said, hey, okay, sure, you want this unsealed? Let's get it all out there. Let's put it out there. And if Trump goes along with it, they can put it out there.
So he could end up saying, no, he doesn't want this disclosed. So right now, the ball, they went to a judge, and essentially what you're saying is the judge is going to go to Trump and say, do you want this in the public sphere? Precisely.
They're giving him that opportunity. Are you sure about this? They're giving him that one last opportunity to say, are you sure? There's no takebacks after this. If you approve this, if you want to be transparent about this, it's going to come out there.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.